Hey everybody, and welcome into Demons of Diablo podcast, DOD, I don't know, whatever name you want to give it. But obviously I've done a lot of podcasts about Diablo since 2012 really. Really started to get into it in 2012, and we're going to continue it here. Now you can hear a lot of other podcasts, State of the WWE, State of Diablo 3, and a bunch of Diablo stuff on my other YouTube channel, youtube.com/evilspectrum3. But we're starting fresh here. It's the year 2021. We're going to talk Diablo, Diablo 2, Diablo 3, Diablo Immortal, Diablo 4, and all things Diablo, and then maybe a little bit of other gaming stuff related to ARPGs and things like that. And we'll get into all those things here, I suppose. But this is my single podcast, man. And right now, I just think that, everybody loves it to listen to people talk about Diablo, I believe. I've always loved it. And that's why I've always done it, listened to it. And I think the more the merrier at this point, because everything is dwindling down so much all the time. The first thing I wanted to say was that Season 22 is still going. It feels like it's going to be a long season, which is the first sort of topic that I'm going to get into here. Season 22 is going on, very long here, and I think it's going to go longer. And I don't know if they're waiting for today is February 2nd, 2021, and I don't know if they're waiting for BlizzCon Online to maybe unveil something before they want to announce what's going on with Season 22. Maybe that's what's up. We have no double goblins yet. We have no double bounties yet. Maybe they just figured the darkening of Tristram was enough to be something bonus, and they didn't need anything yet. Maybe there's a reason why. I mean, the other big thing is that Blizzard just put out on the shop online this big bundle pack, which is weird because the bundle pack, it's a celebration of Blizzard stuff. It's got a whole bunch of stuff in it. And it's not... I was going to read them off to you, but it's not loading for me now. Oh, now it is. Okay. It's the Celebration pack. And there's an Epic pack for $59.99, Heroic pack, and Essentials pack. Why it's interesting, of course, is for the Diablo stuff for me. I mean, you could talk about all the great stuff for World of Warcraft and every other Blizzard game. That's all great stuff. But what's interesting with Diablo 3 is there's a pet, there's a portrait, and there's actually wings. But it says coming soon, so we actually don't know what these things are yet. In the World of Warcraft stuff and many of the other stuff, it's already there. It's already available right now for you to get. The only stuff that's not available for you to get right now is the Diablo 3 stuff. And apparently this is going to be available for purchase up until September 2021. So I want to get this because I want some wings, I want a portrait, all that stuff. Now, I mean, obviously I want to wait to see if the stuff is going to look really good or not. But I think it's nice because I've been still hunting my cosmic wings for so long. I still have no cosmic wings. I don't even have a rainbow portrait. And I've, between rainbow portraits and rainbow goblins, I mean, I would say that I'm up to probably 500-something runs. Maybe 600 runs. And I haven't found either one. So, this will be something that will hold me over while I continue to try to get those cosmic wings. At least it's something I can do. I can, whatever. Some people don't care about that stuff at all. And that's fine, obviously. But being someone that's played the game since 2012, those are some things I'd like to unlock and have before the game completely gets passed over. But getting into that, I'll always play this game. But getting into that, we're gonna get into the new season and what could be going on. So, waiting for BlizzCon to find out what's going on. My hopes for BlizzCon are that they're going to talk about Season 22 or Season 23 for Diablo 3. I hope we get like a tiny bit of news on Diablo 3. I would love it if they could, hey, we're going to tell you what the Season 23 is, and we're going to tell you this, and we're going to unveil the stuff you can purchase or whatever for Diablo 3. I mean, we're getting purchasable items. That's crazy to me. And then maybe there's a little surprise they could throw at us for Diablo 3. If they did that, that'd be wonderful. It'd be great. I'd love it. But what I'd really like them to do as far as Diablo 3 goes at BlizzCon is to make a decision on this. It seems like the further we go, the longer we go here, the more the seasons are getting longer. Last season was just way too long. Too long, 4 months, whatever it was. It just felt like forever. I was pretty much done with the season after 3 weeks, and then I would come back here or there, and then eventually I did what I normally do now, which is start a hardcore character, and then I start the hardcore character, and I work on that for about a month or so, and it keeps me going a little bit, but there's really about 2 months of nothing going on, and that really depresses me. How I think they could solve this, and what I'd like to see them do to solve this as far as Diablo seasons go in the future for Diablo 3, I would like to see them recycle old seasons, and hear me out because otherwise I wouldn't like this idea, but I would like to see 30-day seasons. I would like to see 30-day seasons, so it's a 3 to 4 week season, and we do 2 or 3 of those, right? Which will give them 3 to 4 months, right? And now I don't know the logistics of how easy or hard it is to flip it on, flip it off, but take every season that we've ever had before, randomize, and every 3 weeks a new season launches. However, every 3 or 4 months, I would like to see a brand new theme. So a new, like how we do them now. Because right now we're doing about a new seasonal theme right now. We're on pace to do a new seasonal theme only 3 times a year. We're on pace to have only 3 seasons a year now. We were doing 4 to 5. Now we're on pace for about 3. And potentially 2. So if we're on pace for about 2 or 3, well, why not bring it to 2 or 3, right? You know that every year we're going to get 2 brand new seasonal themes, and then for the rest of the time, just rotate new seasons every 3 to 4 weeks. So every month there's a new season, and it's a seasonal theme that's being recycled. I think that would keep it fresh. So when you get a new seasonal theme, though, you can allow that season to last longer. You can allow that season to be 2 months long. Right? So when we get a new seasonal theme, we have a 2-month season. And then when that season ends, flip back on the randomizer switch where seasons are only a week or only 30 days, whatever it's going to be, 30 days or a week, whatever. You can do anything. And now you're playing these new but recycled seasons, waiting for the and then there's this extra excitement every couple months or every 3 or 4 months when the new seasonal theme is announced for the next season. So I think that gets pretty exciting. I think that switches things up enough in the meantime of getting a brand new seasonal theme that will keep people longer engaged in the game. Now, as far as rewards, I'm hoping that they can do new rewards every month. So what I mean is that, if they are doing a new season every month, the new rewards come every month, brand new, rewards. If they were to do a season every week, like a mini season, while waiting for the new big season, that'd be different probably. They wouldn't be able to whip out new portraits and new wings and things every week. That's obviously crazy. But I would like to see some, innovation there. Maybe we're going a little too far since, Diablo 3 really feels like it's really moving into classic now again. And every time we say that, Diablo 3 comes back to life again with crazy amounts of content, new sets. I'm loving Diablo 3. I mean, I've always been a DH since the beginning of the game. I tried Barbarian at first. I tried Barb, and then I was like, all right, I just realized I'm a range guy now. I want to be a range guy. I want to be a demon hunter. But because of Diablo 2 and the style I played in Diablo 2, I thought, no, I'm going to be a melee Barb, or Whirlwind or something like that. And then that's what I always wanted to be, was Whirlwind Barb in Diablo 3. And for some reason, I just switched over to Demon Hunter. And after years of playing Demon Hunter, one of the things that bothered me was I didn't feel fast enough. And although I like to play UE multi-shot, I was like, yeah, I wish I was faster. I wish they'd juice up Demon Hunter. And with the launching of the new set, God DH, what was it, 8 months ago now? How long has it been? I don't even remember. A couple seasons ago. Now I'll never go back to UE because I just love the now I feel like I get to play that whirlwind crazy style, and I love the God DH. It's super overpowered, crazy. I also love Mundanugu's Witch Doctor, which I never thought I would ever play a freaking Witch Doctor in Diablo. Never thought I would do it, especially Diablo 3's Witch Doctor. Never thought I'd do it, but I love the Mundanugu's Witch Doctor. They did a great job with that set. They did a great job with the new God DH. It breaks the game a bit, but it's fun. Necro was the other class that I would get into, but I love them all. I really do love them all for different reasons, and I play them all, but mostly 90% of the time if I'm playing Diablo, I'm playing my God DH now, or UE DH in the past. So my point is, unless there's something big that we're going to get that we don't know about, I don't know what's going to happen. I hope that they're able to keep Diablo 3 alive for a long time. I really do. I hope there's not a day where, servers are going down and you can play the game offline, but it's all down. That would, oh my God, it would be such a sad thing, and I really just hope that we're always able to play Diablo 2 and Diablo 3 the way it is, and it's always backed in some way or shape or form. Even if, it meant, paying for it, if they had to, okay, listen, when you get Diablo 4, you can maintain a Diablo 3 server, you just have to pay this. I would pay for it, The idea that we're going to be able to go back to Diablo 3, 2, if somebody actually is going back to 1, there are the 1 fans out there who like 1 the most, but, Diablo Immortal. Now, I haven't gotten to play Diablo Immortal, obviously. I signed up for it the day I heard about it, even though I was mad. I was obviously... And that thing, all the anger about Diablo Immortal is gone, by the way, because they announced Diablo 4. So because they announced Diablo 4 and they did a bunch of cool stuff with Diablo 3... all the anger and people that were mad about Diablo Immortal, that's all out the window now. It really is. And Diablo Immortal looks like one of the best phone games you've ever seen in your life. So although I will rarely play it, I will have it on my phone as something to do when I'm obsessed with Diablo, but I'm not sitting down at my PC. It's something I'll mess around with. I really will. It looks beautiful. Not a big phone game guy, but I can appreciate that it is got to be one of the best phone games I've ever seen. How I'll feel playing it, I don't know. I haven't had that chance yet. I wish I would, but haven't been able to play it yet. I'm a little bit annoyed that I haven't been able to play it yet, to be honest. Being signed up for the thing forever ago, I always thought I was going to get a pre-alpha something, any beta, something or other, and it's like 2 years and whatever. And the "do you even have phones" meme is amazing now. Now it's a fun meme. When that first came out, do you even have phones? Like that was kind of like a shot at Diablo and Wyatt and everybody. But now I think it's a fun thing that they should sell. I think they should sell T-shirts. But anyway, back to seasonal stuff in Diablo 3. Maybe bring in 30-day seasons, rotate from the old themes, then 2 times a year a brand new seasonal theme. What does everybody think about that? Love to hear what you guys have to say about that. That'd be cool. Maybe they could also make double bounties, double goblins, double blood shards, or double primals. Something that happens mid-season. So midway through a season, or maybe midway through a new seasonal theme season, every 7 days, which, if there's 2 months, there's like 8 weeks of it. Every week, another thing unlocks. Double bounties unlocks after week 4, which would entice you to play longer. Double goblins, unlocks after week 1. Double blood shards unlocks. Double primals unlock like maybe the last season or the last week of the season. Double primals unlock. Imagine that. So every time a primal drops, you're guaranteed a second primal drop. Dude, that would be fire, because then you'd be playing every week. You'd be like, all right, now they're unlocking this thing. Now there's double this. Now there's double that. Now there's double that. And then double primals in the final week. And if you've maxed out as far as you can pretty much go with Paragon and things like that, and especially if you're a solo player, your Paragon 2000. You're not going any higher really. You've got everything leveled up as about as high as it can go. Maybe you've got one good primal, maybe two. Things are going well. You're on the leaderboard at 600 somewhere. You're feeling pretty hot about the season, but some of your ancients aren't perfect and things like that. And in the last week, the idea that you could double down on primal, that might be something that makes it more exciting. I don't know, man. To me, that might be something that's pretty cool. So those are my ideas for Diablo 3 going forward. I don't think that they would, and my goal in thinking about this is I'm sort of trying to give the team a break. It's a very small team that is keeping this game that we love afloat the way it is. And I'm wondering if these ideas that I'm coming up with, is this making more work for them or less work? And I'm trying to make less work or work that's more spread out over time. Okay, listen, you've got a whole year to make 2 themes. And then everything else is just maintenance, turning on the old theme, turning on this old theme, that old theme, while those seasons are being played. Implementing the new code of double, goblin, or the double goblins is already there. Double bounties is already there. Maybe like the blood shard stuff or something like that. And double primals. I don't know what kind of coding they would have to do to make double primals drop, but I just think it's just throwing a number in there and making it permanent during a certain period of time. So that's all a matter, I think, of just turning things on and off. But you have all this other time now to think of 2 really viable themes for the year. And then on top of that, having all these good cosmetics and stuff like that and pets that you can create. And I think the only place where there would be more work would be if you decided to give out new pets, portraits, and things every month. So you would have more of that artwork and stuff being uploaded and put into the game. So that would be the only one I think that has a question mark. But I'm not a designer. I have no idea about coding, game design, nothing like that. No idea. Love to get the info or the feedback from somebody that is, or that has an idea about it. Please let me know. I've been doing Diablo podcasts on and off since 2012. Going into Diablo 4, I've actually heard, and I don't know if people are ripping other people's ideas off or this is just common sense. I always thought a BR mode in Diablo 4 would be awesome. I've heard the New Meta podcast talk about it. I've heard Fluff and P-Child talk about that. I heard the West March guys talk about that. I've heard various other Diablo players and commentators talk about that. And, that's been something that I talked about randomly on a stream as well. And I don't know if everybody's hearing their own ideas or hearing other people's ideas. But there is a like-minded thing going on with many people, and people that are pretty serious about Diablo. Because I thought I was going to be laughed at if I started talking about, put Battle Royale in Diablo. And the weird thing is I heard these other guys talking about it the same way I was talking about it. And I had talked about it have it in something like the Coliseum or the War Zone or, the Devil Grounds or something like that. And, you drop in, you portal in, and everybody has a few seconds to kill monsters and gear up with whatever they can find. So there's a Halo firefight. Think Halo firefight, right? The ships are dropping, all the aliens are coming off the ships, and you got to kill as many as you can within 2 minutes. And that's kind of what I thought was you kill as many as you can, you gear up, and then you get ready to battle everybody in this big PvP thing, right? Any way that they could somehow create that, I think would be a blast in Diablo 4. To where, I think that would be fun. And I think that one of the elements they're missing in Diablo 3 is that sort of waves of people coming and you're killing these monsters and it's getting harder and harder to kill them. And, I imagine if you went into a greater, and I know this is something Wolcen has and other games like that have, but I would like it if you went into, there's a rift, there's a greater rift, and then there's a I don't know what you call it, Hell's Gate rift or something. And in the Hell's Gate Rift, you start at Torment 10, and you're killing waves of fucking beasts and whatever the hell. You're killing all the dead stuff, and you're just murdering and you're slaughtering. And it gets harder and harder, right? It goes up to Torment 16. It goes up to Torment, but then it goes even higher. It goes up to Torment 17, 18, 19, and 20. And, I don't want to put those torments in the game, but it's only in the Devil's Rift, or whatever you want to call it, Devil's Dungeon, or whatever it is. And, obviously, more gear starts dropping like crazy the more higher you go, and better gear starts dropping the higher you go. And, it's all happening right then and there. And only the best players are going to be able to hit that Torment 20 level, or Greater Rift level 140, or whatever it is, solo. And, when you get to Greater Rift, whatever the hell it is, 150, they're dropping crazy stuff. And this is all happening within one shot, within one rift, rather than, going in and doing one rift, going in and doing another rift, going in and doing that next higher rift. Instead, it's all happening in real time in one rift right then and there. And then when you die, that's it. That's what you get. You got what you got, right? So you got to collect stones or cartridges or whatever you want to, scrolls or whatever you want to call it, to open up one of those Hell's Gate rifts so that you can battle these waves of monsters. And, the idea that you've never hit level 20 before, but at level 20 that's like primals drop guaranteed, or a unique will drop when you kill a pack leader or something like that. That sort of thing. And you guys know, we've all heard of that concept before a million times, but that's something that I'd like to see in Diablo 4. And as far as my feedback on Diablo goes, I'm less concerned about the balancing and mixing of gear and how stats work and how skills balance off each other. That's not my thing. I'm not very good at that stuff. I'm not very good at coming up with the synergies of these things. I leave that to people that are much smarter than me when it comes to those things. What I like to talk about are the things that excite me in the game and keep me coming back. Because although I play Diablo a lot, right? I'm very heavy playing Diablo. I'm sort of I don't know, I'm a full-time casual or something. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's like I'm hitting Paragon 1500 usually every season, but I play a lot of hours, And when I start, I'm very casual at the start of things, and I don't start to, they say easy to learn, hard to master type of thing. Things are usually very hard for me to master, but if I even do ever master them. So I'm always chasing. Whereas, there's a lot of Diablo players that will solve the puzzle right away, and luckily, I'm lucky because when you can solve the puzzle right away, or you can really go big brain really quickly, it's more boring for you. You're like, okay, this is easy. They need to make this harder. But luckily, I'm so dumb myself that I'm still interested in Diablo 3 immensely. And there's still little things here or there that once in a while I learn or I figure out. And that's only because I'm such a slow learner. I mean, dude, I've been playing the game since 2012. But anybody who's, got a brain in them, or looks to be 100% efficient, or, looks to be the most accurate, efficient, powerful they can be, they're going to search out what works to a T. And they're going to do that. They're not going to derive from the script, and I think some people have a lot more fun because that's what they do. I'm really into the idea of temporary items. I've said this before in my other podcasts a million times about whether it's Diablo 3 or Diablo 4 or whatever new Diablo is coming. The idea of temporary items to me is huge. The idea of, stones you can insert that last 10 hours or that last 5 hours. And I don't mean like conduits and pylons, right? You click on a pylon, it lasts you for like 2 minutes and it's fun. I'm talking about like the idea of like super uniques or mega legendaries or, devil stones where you get this crazy boost of power or wild passive type of power maybe, or just direct power. And when you find one, it's like super rare. It's rarer than a primal in Diablo 3. But when you find it, it only lasts for whatever it is. It lasts 3 days, or it lasts you 1 week, or it lasts 5 hours. something that you're so excited to be able to play with this new thing and equip it and use it, and that it keeps you pushing you forward to playing the game, you know. And then the only thing is, of course, when you lose that power or when the power runs out and it goes away, you know, you kind of get that down feeling like, oh man, it's gone now. Damn, you know, that's too bad. So what you can do, I don't know. Maybe it can be converted into a dungeon key, or it can be converted into something else that it still makes it viable afterwards in a way, but in a way that feels still good. And then you're excited for looking for the next one or finding another one, or what am I going to find next? You know, you don't want that whole feels bad moment of like, oh man, you know, man, I don't even want to play anymore. Now I just lost my power. Now this is garbage. You know, so that's the only thing that I'd be wary of as far as something like that goes. But those are the type of things that excite me and keep me playing the game. The idea of finding power and finding something very rare is very addictive to me about Diablo. The idea of saying, oh my god, I just found this. You know, and I guess one of the examples of that, right, is you could do it. There's a lot of examples like that for Diablo 2, but since a lot of people maybe aren't playing Diablo 2 anymore or don't know what I'm talking about, like Kaleidoscope, Mara's Kaleidoscope or something like that, we just talk about, like, you know, cosmic wings in Diablo 3, right? Cosmic wings are hard to find, hard to farm, whatever else. What I would be interested in if it was a little bit easier to find cosmic wings, but there was like hundreds of those. There was like thousands of those in Diablo 4, you know? You know, shape-shifting spear, or like, you know, whatever you want to call it, lava arrows. You know, just all these different I'm just making names up. I'm stupid. I can't think of good names. I'm really bad at that. But, you know, whatever it is. Just these, so many of them, but they're so rare. So when you find one, the chances of ever finding that specific one again are super rare. But there's so many of them in the game, so many different rarity items that are exciting, that, you know, it would take you years and years to find all of them and to experience all of them. But when you get one, you're so excited, it's unbelievable. You know, in Diablo 3, when you find a Primal Yangs as a Demon Hunter, UE Demon Hunter, right, or a Primal Dawn as a God DH, you know, you're pretty excited. You're like, oh, here we go. You know, it's Primal Dawn. Oh my god, you know. But they really need to harness more of that in Diablo 4, where that's happening. You know, where that can happen again. You know, and the only thing that happens every season in Diablo 3 is that maybe you can find another Primal Dawn for that season. And that's really about it. And trying to sort of... But that's really it. Other than every primal weapon, you know, you have all the things. You know every item you need and can have, and that will help you. And those are the only primals you could look for or find. You know, but if you could expand that to, well, there's not just like 11 primal items that you could find that will help you. There's way more, and you find them a little bit more often. That is what we really need. Primals are more valuable, and you could maybe find them about a little bit more often. Although really primals would be fine the way they are at the drop rate they're at now in Diablo 3, as long as they were as long as, like, you know, 70% of the time they were viable, right? Even if there were 150 primals that could help you, and they could be a big help in Diablo 3 as opposed to like 10, that would make the season a lot funner. But instead it's like, well, there's only about, you know what I mean? There's a 90% chance the primal that drops isn't going to help you worth a damn. And that's the thing that's the problem. So how do we correct that for the next one? Anyway, I have a lot more to talk about and a lot more things I want to rant on, speak about, and talk about. But I want to get this episode up, get people's feedback. Please let me know if you heard this. Subscribe to me on YouTube, Evil Spectrum 3 on YouTube. And, of course, leave a review, like, share this podcast everywhere you can. Tell people about it. This has been fun. And Demons of Diablo podcast, episode 1. I feel like I've done about 100 episodes of Diablo podcasting, but I'm relaunching with an idea here, just as somewhere to organize and put all my thoughts on Diablo. So it's here for you. You can easily find it and whatever else. If you guys want to support me, you guys can go to my main Patreon page, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. And you guys can support me on Patreon there or paypal.me/Joe Cronin Show. And that would be much appreciated if you guys want to do that. And I think that's about it. I think did I say all the links right? I guess I did, yeah. If you want to support directly, paypal.me/Joe Cronin Show. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. What did you guys think? And love to hear from you. You can email me, joecroninshow@yahoo.com. See you in the next episode. Hope everybody stays safe. Have a good rest of the Season 22, and I'll have more to talk about as far as Season 22 goes and what I think Season 23 should be, and more to talk about as far as what are the cosmetics and the wings and everything that's coming for Diablo 3 on this new BlizzCon shop collection, and what's going to happen at BlizzCon as far as Diablo goes in about 18 days or so. Pretty excited for that. I'll see you guys then.
Bring me